every concept car, we see something new, this being a new design language, technology, or a completely new way of thinking. But most of the time, these new ideas never come into the real life. Some because it's just impossible to put them into production, some because it isn't worth it putting them into production, or some because they are just too weird. And the Mercedes VRC has all of these things. I remember seeing this car back in the mid-2000s on a documentary about concept cars and how the future might be, and the Mercedes-Benz VRC was the most memorable car, with this amazing idea about 4 cars in one, serving every purpose. So hello guys and welcome back to another video, and here is the Mercedes-Benz VRC, all in one. The 90s were the true golden age of Mercedes research department. From the F100 presented in 1991 to F200 in 1996, Mercedes was presenting new concept studies every year. And in 1995 came the VRC, or Vario Research Car. Vario being the legendary van lineup which Mercedes was going to introduce 1 year later. Mercedes presented the VRC at the 1995 Geneva Motor Show, and like always, this weird car caused quite a stir. The idea was that you could convert it into a completely different car in just a few minutes by replacing the rear panels, which consisted of the roof and the C-pillar. So basically, the car was modular. The VRC was a compact two-door car, while Mercedes presented 4 different panels: a saloon for everyday use, a station wagon for longer journeys with extended load capacity, a convertible for sunny days, and for heavy loads there was a pickup with an open cargo space. These panels weighed something between 30 to 50 kilos and could be replaced in about 15 minutes. But since you'd need quite a big garage to store all these panels, Mercedes came up with the idea that you would rent them from different stations. But at the same time, Mercedes was also experimenting with other technologies and features with the VRC. The car was spec'd with consciously variable automatic transmission, as well with active body control, which at the time were standard for all the Mercedes models, but the VRC was a front-wheel drive, so Mercedes was experimenting for their future cars. Also, the Vario research car was the first research car from Mercedes featuring a drive-by-wire technology, in which the steering and the brakes were actuated electrically, with no mechanical linkage extending to the steering hands and the braking feet. But the VRC didn't stop here, since inside the car had a color screen, which was controlled by a wheel placed on the center console. So this was one of the first versions of the Mercedes command system. Also, the car could detect traffic signs and had an early version of line detector. With all this technology and ideas behind, the VRC would have been an amazing car, but sadly we never got to see one, but at least some of the ideas of it made it into reality. Now, one of the main reasons why the VRC never made it into the market is because the renting idea was just crazy for the time. But nowadays, with more and more brands embracing this idea and becoming part of it, modular cars might become a reality. And Mercedes is giving this idea another try with a Vision Urbanetic. Personally, I like the VRC way more, but with autonomous cars being the set futures, cars like VB might become a reality. So guys, thank you for watching, and let me know what concept cars you want to see next.